Today we're going to be doing an install for, these are smart lights, basically, light switches. You can pop these in instead of the normal lights, and I guess I'd be able to control them with my phone, which works nice for me because I don't want to walk all the way upstairs sometimes and see if I can turn the light off. Anyhow, these are made by Gosun, and I just looked on Amazon. They had some pretty decent reviews on it. So we're gonna get started installing these. Some of the tools that I have right over here. You got a drill. Obviously a screwdriver would work, a Phillips screwdriver. You gotta have a flathead screwdriver also to get the panel off. And then I've got some wire connecting pieces here and just wire strippers. Just basic tools. You don't need a whole lot to get this done. But one of the things you wanna be careful of, you are dealing with electricity. This can really injure you if you're not careful. So first thing we need to do is we need to shut off the power from the breaker that's coming to this switch. The best way to know if you have the power shut off, just turn the lights on in this area that are controlled by this switch. And then we're gonna go to the fuse box, and we're gonna shut that breaker, or the breaker box, and we're gonna shut off that breaker, and then we're gonna get started. This is working out so well that I decided to just put these things all over the house. So just as to reiterate, you gotta go white wire to neutral. This is a neutral bundle in here. You tie your white wire into that. And on this switch, as long as it's not a three-way switch, meaning it's being one light being controlled by two different parts of the room, this is only controlling one light, which is the fan. Then you're not gonna have a traveler wire on the back side of it, which means that you can just connect the bare wire to the green, and you connect your power wire, which may be the red, the power wire to the red, and the black wire to the black, and you should be good. Once you got the flashing light, as you can see right there, just go on the app. You're gonna click that plus sign, and you're gonna add a switch, add the device. It'll be on the 2.4 gig network. It's gonna start communicating. Obviously, you're waiting for it to get to 100%. Doesn't take long. Done. Now you name it, and it's ready to go. Well, to wrap this all up, this is what we started. I actually had to install three-way switches. So there's two different brands that I ended up going with. One is the Gosun that I told you about already, and the other one is Mo's. One thing I did find out about these devices is even through my app, you can actually access these lights and turn them off and on, even when you're not on the network. So I turned my Wi-Fi off earlier and I just tested it, but I was actually at a different location and I was looking through the cameras and I turned the lights on and off. So that's pretty cool. All right, it is finally finished. We are all done. The video that I just showed you was based on the two-way switches. I've got those running all over the house. The three-way switches are a little bit tougher. Just because there's traveler wires on either side. This light actually will let you know when it's not connected correctly. Follow the same instructions that I showed you on the other lights, but if it's not connected correctly, you'll see a red light here when the light is on. And you should never have a red light on this brand called Mo's. These are the three-way switches. Mo's has the three-way switches. which actually work pretty well as well. But on the regular switches that I showed you earlier, those work fine. As you can see right over here, I ran these things all the way through the house. So it's red when it's on, it's green when it's off. The nice thing about this, which I really love, is you can control the Mo's brand as well as the GoSun brand with the same app. It's called Smart Life. From what I understand, you can also control devices like ceiling fans, and you'll also be able to control the thermostats and things like that. So I'm planning on doing something like that next. But anyways, we got the lights running all through the house. The project came together really, really well. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and we'll see you again.